If there's one truth about being an introvert, it's that friendships suck. And for me, they have been an issue my entire life. I don't feel like I've ever had any real friends. I don't feel like I've ever had a best friend, at least. I just feel like I've always been an outcast. I've always been the one that ends up alone. I always have felt like I'm just a weirdo that's been rejected by society. And I've felt like this since I was a child. It's not something that just randomly happened for me. When I was a child, I never wanted to speak to anyone. I was really, really shy. I found it really hard to actually try and talk to people, make friends with people. I didn't make eye contact with people. I didn't say hello to strangers. I was just very closed up. And also, I felt like I was just different. I just felt like I didn't fit in with everyone else. I felt like I didn't enjoy the way other kids played, like just the energy they had. It felt like too much for me. So I kind of spent a lot of time daydreaming and being in my own world. And honestly, it felt more safe for me than the actual world. I didn't really want to be in reality. So eventually I became quite lonely. I started feeling like not only that I didn't belong, but now, oh my god, nobody likes me and nobody's going to want to make friends with me now. So what am I meant to do? I kind of became obsessed with the idea of now, like, will people want to be friends with me? I was so afraid at that point that I'll just be alone forever. Every friendship that I attempted to make didn't last long, and I really struggled with communication. I really struggled with proper social skills. And I think the people that I attracted were similar to me, so we would kind of clash and we'd just argue a lot. It got to the point where when I was going into high school, I thought I really need this to be a fresh beginning for me. I really need to make friends with people finally, because how am I just going to go to this new chapter and continue being this way? I spent a lot of time wondering how I'm going to find friends in high school. And what happened was I did make friends, but I made friends with people that were similar to me in the sense that we kind of just ended up being that group that is classed as the outcast group. Anyways, I lost touch with those people because I moved schools. And obviously, like when you move schools and I moved to a new town, you just don't really speak that much anymore. It was really hard for me to move to a new school because once again I was treated like the weirdo. Once again, people thought, "Oh, she's just the new kid and she's really quiet, so she's a bit weird." It just was something that followed me my entire life, this feeling of like you're so shy, you're so anxious, you can't speak to anyone. So I had to kind of move back to the school I started at because I was being bullied really bad and it felt like the wrong place for me. And yeah, obviously people paid attention to it. It was like a lot of eyes on me, like, oh, she's back, she's back. But it was fine. I once again reconnected with the people I made friends with to begin with, but we all had our own issues with substance abuse and just bad habits. It felt like the only time we'd meet was if there was drinks, smoking, whatever involved. That's quite toxic. It feels like you don't even have anything else in common with those people. So what's the point? I truly didn't realize how bad it was to have friends that I only meet for drinking at that age because I was like, yeah, I've got friends, I've got friends. But it turned out that at the end of the day, when it came to more serious things, like if I ever had a problem, if I ever felt sad or whatever, I would not know who to call. I would literally not know who I should reach out to. And that's quite sad if you think about it. I got to this point of my life where I'm like 17 and I literally don't have a best friend. There is no worse feeling than being surrounded by people but still feeling alone. Being surrounded by people but feeling like you don't belong. Feeling like you don't belong around people that you call your friends. I don't think there's a worse feeling. I don't know. To me, that was the most isolating feeling. More isolating than not having friends. But at the time, I felt like I needed those people to fill some sort of void. So I was going through some really low points in my life, and some of those people just straight up decided to stop being friends with me. That was like really tough for me because it proved to me the point that some people will not stay when things are hard because they were only there for the good times. They were only there when they could have fun with you. And the same thing happened when I got pregnant, except this time, all of those people, in the flick of a switch, disappeared. Just into the unknown. Never really spoke to me again. That once again proved to me that they only wanted to be there when I was the fun party friend, not when I was the serious adult. I don't know, like, I just feel like if your friends are your friends and they actually genuinely care about you, they would stay no matter what, even if you were going through some low lows, even if you became a parent at a young age. And here I am now. I'm an adult, I have no friends, and it feels like it's harder than ever to find them. It feels like there is no place now that you are forced to go to and forced to socialize. You don't really go to like many clubs. You don't really even have time. Like for me, I don't feel like I've got time to like go to places specifically to find friends. And it's just like I still don't have the like confidence to walk up to people and just say hi. Like that feels awkward as hell. I got to a point now where I've genuinely started just feeling comfortable with being alone. Like, this is my comfort zone now. This is where I feel safe. This is where I've always felt the safest because there's been the least drama, the least pain when I've been alone. I genuinely just feel like now maybe I was just born a very closed up introvert and this is just the way I am and I can't change and I shouldn't change because I was clearly made this way for a reason. I genuinely feel like I wouldn't be as strong and self aware and independent and smart if it weren't for the time I had to spend in solitude. I think I needed it. And right now, I probably have no friends for a reason. I probably have no friends because the universe is saying you need this time to grow and to just become the person you want to be because sometimes people can really affect our decisions and manipulate us and like sometimes they take our attention away from what matters. So sometimes being alone gives you that opportunity, I guess, to get some meaningful things done in your life and some meaningful thinking. So I'm just going to try and stay positive about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you have related in any way to anything I've said in this video, please give it a like and give it a comment because I would love to hear your experiences with growing up introverted and feeling like an outcast. Tell me if you've learned anything through your experience. And I will be back next week with my second ever video because if you didn't realize, this is my first video, and I'm so excited to come back next week with my second video. Bye.